Blackford.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Last night, Parliament once again defeated this shambolic Tory government. Today, Mr. Speaker, we have seized back control from a Prime Minister who is behaving like a dictator more than a Democrat. The Prime Minister must be stopped. MPs must unite across this House to take no deal off the table tonight. Mr. Speaker, we will defeat the government again. So can the Prime Minister tell us, when we succeed, will he respect the democratic vote of this House, the democratic will of the people we represent, and finally act to remove the threat of a catastrophic no-deal Brexit?
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I might ask the right honourable gentleman if he will respect the democratic will of the people of the United Kingdom, as this House voted to do time and time and time again, and that is implement the result of the referendum.
Blackford.
Mr. Speaker, I know he's a new boy, but can I suggest to him, we ask the questions, he's supposed to answer them. And, quite simply, Mr. Speaker, me and my colleagues, we're sent here by the people of Scotland. We have a majority. The people of Scotland voted to remain in the European Union. We're not going to be dragged out against our will by the Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister also mustn't be paying attention to the polls this morning, which show that the SNP is polling to win a majority in Scotland once again, with the Tories in retreat. So if he wants an election, enable the bill and bring it on. It's clear for all of us to see that the Prime Minister is playing a game of bluff and bluster. He doesn't care about stopping a no-deal Brexit. His strategy, as his lead advisor put it, is a sham. This isn't a Parliament versus the people. It is a Parliament standing up for the people. Mr. Speaker, the people did not vote for a no-deal Brexit. This Prime Minister is robbing the people of power, handing control to the Leave campaign, a cult now running number 10. So once again I ask the Prime Minister, are you a dictator or are you a Democrat? Will the Prime Minister accept the legislation today so that no deal can be avoided? And let us vote for an election so that the people can truly decide the next steps.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I'm a Democrat because I not only want to respect the will of the people in respect of the referendum, but I also want to have an election, or I'm also willing to have an election if the right honourable gentleman opposite's terrible bill goes through. I tell you there's a reason, Mr. Speaker, why the separatists in Scotland drone on and on about breaking up, about smashing the oldest and most successful political union. There's a reason why they go on about it, and that is to detract from their appalling domestic record. They have the highest taxes anywhere in Europe. They have their educational standards falling, for which they are responsible. They're responsible for it. And their signature policy, this is a useful one, their signature policy is to return, after Brexit, to return Scotland to the European Union, complete with the euro and the full panoply of EU laws, and, as I never tire of saying, Mr. Speaker, surrendering Scottish fish just when they've been taken back by this country.